We're going to be in the Agawam Center Cemetery, part 2 of a tour here. And this is in Agawam, Massachusetts. And we're going to look at old stones, try to figure out what's what. But we're looking at least at one Revolutionary War veteran. His name is John Porter. He was not only a lieutenant, he was also a deacon in a church. And that's quite marvelous, because deacons you have to be a very smart person, and lieutenants, you have to be a great leader, and this person could do both. He died in 1834 at the age of 93. His wife is next to him, age 91, married in 1844. So what we're going to do today is look at stones that are different. Alright, I'm going to point out some properties. Now, you see a slab brown stone with a great inscription in the top. It says, erected in memory of Mrs. Polly Colton, consort of Lieutenant Rufus Colton. Now, consort means a woman that died before her husband. And it's a great term. The Queen Elizabeth II, her husband officially was a consort. That's a beautiful term. It means you're so important that you're going to be called something special. Now, if she had died after her husband, she would have been called a relic, which is also an extremely honorable way to state it, because a relic means almost like a relic of a religion. You're a relic of a cross, a relic of a saint. You're something extremely important to that person, both in physical terms and in spiritual terms. So these are nice terms. Now I'm going to show you some stones that are different. This is a brownstone, very common from 1700s to about the 18 teens. But then they changed over to a lot of obelisks, and there's an obelisk in front of you, and those are common 1840 to 1880s, and there's personal stones along the side to show the family members. Now, other kinds of stones. These are marble tablet stones, and they were very common once the brownstone started going away. They were very common from about 18 teens up to about 1860 or so. And then behind it, you have the Whitman family stone. This is made of brownstone, but it's a different form. It's not a slab, it's not an obelisk, it's a pediment. A pediment means that you have something special on top. I don't know what it's trying to show you. Is it a vase or something? It might be a vase with flowers coming out of it. But these were very common also in the 1800s. Now in part 1 of this Agawam Center Cemetery, I told you about a stone that was eroded by sand to such extent. This is even greater erosion, and what happens is the wind gets kicked up, it blows into this. Any swirling winds from the back prevents erosion around the top, bottom, or sides. But what happens is that the middle doesn't have the swirling winds from the back to save it, so the winds coming in kick up sand, and there's plenty of sand areas here in the deposits here, and after 300 or 200 years, guess what? It starts to erode away, right? And then there is such a thing as a table gravestone. This is not one. This is a bench with a marble tablet gravestone on top of it. So it's not what you think. In the 1600s, though, a lot of table gravestones were around, and they were quite prolific. family, they really went overboard. This is the largest great stone monument within the cemetery. It's to the Hubbard family, and it's quite large, and then the personal stones are around it. Now, one more stone to show you. This is, looks beautiful. It's quite beautiful. So you start to feel, you say, oh my God, that's a gorgeous stone. Wrong, it's not a stone. It's made out of zinc and some other elements put into it. It's the Badortha family. All the personal stones in front of it are also made out of zinc. And so you have something that feels like rock, but it's not. It's made out of zinc total. And that fools people endlessly to see that. Okay, so I hope you learned a lot of features and how they're all strange and lined up. And what we're going to do is do a 360 without my voice. Thank you.